Have you ever had a boil? In today's episode, we talk about how our past sometimes can be as annoying as a boil. Stay tuned. So every time you get a boil, it is so annoying. Like you just want to pop it, and then you know if you pop it, it will hammer. Is that like something you just believe that doesn't happen? Like, what's that hammer thing? Anyway, so if you pop a boil, it hammers. Especially if you have it like in your bum. It's just really annoying to sit on it, or you can't sit properly because you have to like chapa and go theta about it. So many times our past is like that boil. So annoying, and sometimes even the things you've forgotten, you get so annoyed when someone brings them up. You get so agitated when someone tries to use the past against you. And whereas the past is the past and it should stay in the past, it definitely, most of the time, doesn't stay in the past. It comes up a lot, and it comes up in all sorts of things. It comes up in conversations. The most wonderful one is that it comes up in relationships a lot, and it just keeps coming up. And relationships have this gift of just bringing up your past, whether it is where you grew up or the things you did in your past or issues you went through in your past, that if you don't deal with your past, your relationships will address it. And it usually addresses it in some ways that sort of just break down everything you've built. So say you have something to hide, or something in your past that you're not very proud of. You made that big mistake, or you did that thing that you weren't supposed to do, and so you're like, it's in the past, so to now move on. You meet this amazing person, and then suddenly one day it just comes up, and maybe you are trying to hide it, which it's a mistake from the beginning, but you are trying to hide it, and then bam, it just appears, and it ruins everything you have built. Everything, all of it broken down like nothing, and then it just causes everything to vanish. And so your past has probably popped up in your present, and if you don't deal with it, it will definitely affect your future. Now, the things we learned from our parents, which is their past, the things they learned from their parents, who they learned all the way back, they learned and then they taught us, and it will continue to affect us, like behaviors and habits, how we speak to people, things that you learn from your parents, or things that you pick up, or even things you've done in your past. They have a way of showing up. So today I want to show you top 3 ways of dealing with your past. Accept that you're human and that you're flawed. Human beings are flawed. We have been flawed since the beginning of time, which means you will make mistakes, you will do bad things, and whatever mistake you made, whatever bad decision you made, whatever bad habit you learned, whatever thing that is in your past that you're thinking, this one, it shall not see, or it should not see the light of day. Imagine it is okay because you're human. And it is okay to know that you at that time made that mistake, and so it takes us to you do the second thing. You take responsibility for what you did, or you take the responsibility of the consequences of your actions. This thing for Sijui hiding and trying to be like, no, I don't want to talk about it. Friend, I promise you, if you don't talk about it, if you don't deal with it, it will not be done. It will just keep showing up. So deal with it. Feel it, process it, deal with the consequences. Like if the consequences are something visible that we can see and that we are constantly living with, take responsibility for your consequences. Say, I made a mistake, this is what I did, these are the consequences, I'm going to take them. Because what that does is that it proves that now you're mature enough to deal with your past. If in the future, it's not even an if, it's like a when someone actually brings it up, then you'll be like, yeah, I made a mistake and I learned from it, and now move on. That way it doesn't keep hurting you, or you don't feel like you have to keep hiding it and everything like that. So take responsibility, no hiding and no ignoring. Deal with it, yeah? And number 3, do better. Now you are wiser, you're better, you're more mature. Learn from your past. What mistakes did you make? What things can you learn from those mistakes? Learn from that, because if you don't learn from it, I promise you that lesson will come back again. And you're going to have to learn it when you're like older. But learn from your mistakes. Look through and see, what did I do? What caused me to do this thing? What caused me to think like this? What caused me? Learn from your mistake. And when you learn from your mistake, honey, do better. Now do better, because you know better. If you're trying to build a healthy relationship and your past has always been in the way, causing you not to be able to be open or, affecting your relationships, do better now. Because then when you do better, you are better. This is Life with Mo. Until next time.